Nec Ultima Verba.
Speaking of what if,
Cough.
that was a brilliant cough.
Thank you.
What if you never cough though? Well,
Oh my god, listeners, go back. I might not have coughed.
he might not have. He could have edited it out and made me
Could
look like a
have.
fool. I'm not a fool though.
Or I'm just gonna do some time loop shit. You never know.
Dormammu.
I've come to bargain.
Cuatro, cinco, seis. Oh yeah, hi. 3.
Hey there.
3, 2, 1.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Any Last Words podcast. Rated 13 defunct pipe organs out of 4 caramello koalas. You can search up the conversion rate on the internet by figuring out their average prices and then dotting your own graphs from there. My name is Calan.
My name is Reggie. Hi guys.
Oh my god, Manager Reggie!
Manager Reggie.
Manager Reggie!
No, I'm joking. It's me. It's been me all along. It's
Oh
Brandon.
shit.
It's Brandon. I lied.
You had me fooled.
Yes. I mean, you should know by now I'm a really good liar.
You really are. You're brilliant in impressions and lying to your friends' faces. Even
Yeah.
when we catch you out on the lie, but you get away with it anyways.
Mm-hmm.
You're so good at it.
I know.
You're
I'm
the
the
best.
best at lying.
I know. If you have
Sorry.
no idea what we're talking about, go listen to our last episode. It came out last week. Unless you're listening to this on Spotify, then that might have come out from anywhere from last week to about the same time that you're listening to this episode.
This is true. Also, I
Indeed.
think it's 2 weeks ago from this episode, but yes.
Fuck, 2 weeks ago.
You are giving them the wrong message, Calan.
I am. Actually, it's about a week and a half because I only uploaded it today.
Oh my god.
Oopsies.
That's alright. I keep forgetting to do the trailers.
Yeah.
We're so professional here at the Any Last Words podcast.
We really are. Most people listen on YouTube anyways.
Mm.
Besides,
YouTube
if you
is
listen
very
on Spotify, you're kind of used to it, so really, you're the homies out here.
Yeah.
You're the real
Losers.
shit.
Exactly. God.
YouTube means fuck all. They have consistent uploads, like cucks.
Exactly.
Imagine. I can't.
Imagine everything. But more importantly, Calan, we, for the first time in about a month, have gotten some news about the upcoming Pokemon games.
We have. Pokemon is our lifeblood.
Pokemon is the only thing that matters in this damn world.
It really
It's
is.
the only thing that ever will matter.
It's the only thing that keeps me awake at night, but in a good
Yeah.
way.
Yep.
Up until 4 a.m.
Mm-hmm. Pretty
playing them
much.
games.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Mm.
Honestly, the Diamond and Pearl remakes, looking pretty good.
They're looking spicy. They're getting there. I mean,
yeah.
like there's still, I still feel like the animations of the characters are a little bit janky, but I suppose that's because they haven't fully committed to a kind of Link's Awakening style.
Mm.
So I guess I'm gonna have to wait for the character models to grow on me.
Mm.
But aside from that, everything else is perfectly fine.
Yeah, no, I'm personally fine with the chibi models. I like it. I think it suits it. It's nostalgic.
You
They're
would
really,
like.
yeah, they're really preying on my nostalgia here. So, you know,
This is true.
yeah, God, but on it, like visually though, everything else, the battles, the overworld, it's like the
No.
best looking Pokemon games ever, like in 3D at least, in my
It's
opinion.
like sick.
Yeah, like
Fucking filters and overlays everywhere.
yeah, that beautiful depth of field that makes
I
everything
know.
look nice. The
Absolutely
blurs,
gorgeous.
brilliant.
Nice.
Exactly, and like the water. I love good water in video games.
Good water, good snow. Snow is another thing that I care
Snow
about.
is delectable.
Good snow is amazing.
Mm-hmm. And it sucks when it's not amazing.
I know.
Yeah, like, and the Sinnoh region, it's a snowy place, so
It
I can't
is.
wait to see what they do with that. But
It's not okay. It's not going to be amazing
no,
snow,
of course,
but like it's going to be stylistic snow.
that's actually really funny because like I've been playing a lot of Red Dead Redemption,
It
and
has some of the best snow in the industry.
exactly, it is insane how good that snow is. It keeps track of the snow as well. Like even if you move far enough away, it stays there for ages until you go like to the other end of the map. crazy how
Then by then
detailed
it's
it is.
realistic, you know? That shit would just
Yeah.
get snowed on, so you don't even notice.
Yeah. And like you see animal tracks as well much more easily in the snow. It's
This is
insane.
true.
Yeah, and you can sometimes see yellow spots. Maybe that's just like dead pixels on my computer screen, but
I don't
there
know,
are
bro. Yellow
spots.
snow. Apparently it's lemonade flavored.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Lemons are
Nature's-
yellow, so
Yeah, exactly. Lemons, yellow snow. It's
yeah,
like lemon, but lemonade.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's amazing though, just how they managed to get the snow to actually deform and displace when you step in it and you walk in it a certain way. If you fall into it, it just splashes everywhere, gets stuck on you. It's crazy detailed.
Although, I mean, as much as it pains me to say it, but actually, no, it doesn't really pain me. I can acknowledge this, but Frozen, their modeling of snow,
Oh yeah,
I recall, was actually just so accurate and realistic that they were approached by like meteorological services and shit. Like, hey, your snow is so fucking good. We kind of need that to simulate real life avalanches and shit.
damn.
So, it's technology is going places.
Yeah, I mean, like
Frozen came out in 2012.
yeah, bloody hell,
I think, yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
give or take, 2012, 2011. Technology can only get better from there.
Like
Soon your
yeah,
controller's gonna like get cold when you walk into a snow area.
yeah, 4D baby.
Woo!
But no, yeah, that's like all the big animation companies. They've got that sort of stuff now. Like DreamWorks with How to Train Your Dragon 3. I remember just seeing the scene on the beach where Toothless is like drawing in the sand with a giant stick. It's crazy how like you can see the little sand particles
You
or like
really
each
can.
individual
It's
speck
actually
of sand.
insane.
And yeah, it's crazy to see how far it's come. I don't have no idea how it works. All I know is that it's bloody hard to do and involves a lot of math. Computers, yeah, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, and the amount of time it would take to render stuff like that is crazy as well.
I know. It's painful. I mean, someone has to do it.
Mm.
I remember when released images, well, not released images, but like fucking promo material was coming out for fucking Super Mario. What's that weird one with the hat? That
Super
recent
Mario
one?
Odyssey?
Yeah, Super Mario Odyssey. I
Yep.
remember when promo material came out for that, and people realized that Mario's individual hairs were like all really done in high detail, and like you could zoom in on everything. You could see like pores on his nose,
His
the cross
nose,
hatching.
his nose has jiggle physics.
It's entirely unnecessary. To be fair, if you had a nose that big, it would probably have jiggle physics too.
Yeah, fair enough.
Round and bulbous.
God, like you know, jiggle physics pretty much applied to one thing, at least one thing that everyone likes. But it's Mario's nose now, so you know.
Yeah,
it's just
the true jiggle physics king.
God, but yeah, like cycling back to the snow stuff as well. Like I've been playing Horizon Zero Dawn.
Indeed, you have.
A lot.
As one does.
Probably too much, but especially right now because I got uni stuff, and that's probably not healthy, but
probably not.
Probably not. I've been playing with the DLC content, and for some reason, it's only in the DLC areas where they've got that really advanced snow physics. And like overall, the DLC is better than the main game, which I've only seen once, and that's
Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Yep. So, yeah.
Ironically, they had better snow too.
Oh god.
The DLC.
Yeah. Which I mean, I guess that speaks to having a more focused area.
This is true.
Hone in on those details a lot better. But yeah, even like cinematically, the DLC for Horizon is so much better. And I guess maybe it was because their first game in the series, but either way, snow physics is cool in video games. And
this is
cool.
True.
And yeah, I aspired to learn how to do that, even though it will kill my PC.
Oh, it most certainly will. I'm going to have to get an upgrade.
Like even just basic like particle systems are absolutely insane to manage. Like everyone's first exercise in any 3D program is pretty much to make a donut, right?
Mm.
and you got to do sprinkles. On my old PC, it took about a day to render the donut in low quality with all those sprinkles on it, and yeah, that was a bit unfortunate. But yeah.
Thank goodness I did not go to be an art student.
No, because then you'd need to invest in a PC.
Yeah, my laptop would not be able to do anything. And I'm shit at art.
No. It's subjective, alright?
This is true. I need to show you some of my more recent art. Mr. Scribble.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yes.
Mm.
I believe not at all inspired by artist Terry Denton, whose own character, Mr. Scribble, but I think is spelled with a C instead of a K. I'm cool because I have a K in mine.
Nice. And is it spelled like Mr. as in Mister?
Shit, I'll have to do that now.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
Yeah, just in case. You can never be too sure with these artist types.
What is the point of that, by the way? Like, just... Why is it Mister? Is that just for those really uptight, pompous people?
I'm pretty sure it's the other way around. Like, you originally had Mr. and then you would abbreviate it to MR.
I suppose that makes sense, yeah. But, like, if you use the unabbreviated version today, it's like, you know.
I think Mr. MR is kind of more like a title, like if you're addressing someone as such, or you have them on like a nameplate. And then Mr. Mister, I guess it's kind of like talking about someone. Mr. Brandon over here.
Yeah, see, even apply the British accent to it.
Exactly,
It's got
I go for that little bit of a Cockney accent, Gav. Tally-ho.
Tally-ho, then. But...
Oh, calm down, mister. Blimey, just trying to sell you some apples. Give you a shoe shine.
You were slowly fading into the Australian accent.
I was a little bit, eh?
A shy.
A shy.
Speaking of Australians, Pokemon Legends Arceus is looking pretty good.
This is true. Very Australian. Quite a big thing.
Hey.
To be fair, this is the closest we're ever going to get to an Australian region because all the wildlife is trying to kill you.
Yeah, and colonization.
Yeah, and colonization. Ooh, we're treading territory, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, there we go.
Really just getting right into it, getting to the core of the topic.
Honestly, there isn't much to say about Legends Arceus because it's not out yet. But I'm really looking forward to it. It's like they're blending a bunch of elements from every single game. Like you got the wild area from Sword and Shield, and then they've got kind of totem Pokemon are coming back.
Yeah, something like that.
Through like the, what was it called? The
Regal or some shit. I don't
Nobles.
Nobles, there we go.
And the first example of that kind of boss fight is a guy with axes for hands that's basically just Garchomp, but...
It's Scyther's evolution. He was second one now. Which is Pog. People like Scyther.
Yeah.
So nice to see he's getting a bit of appreciation.
Yeah, now he's turning into an axe. Isn't that great?
I know, it's brilliant. Bug Rock. Wow, what an amazing type.
Yeah.
I think it's not too bad, all things considered, as a typing.
Yeah, it's...
We don't need to get into this, but yes.
I mean, I've always struggled against Bug Rock types. Like, there's that... I forget what it's called.
Crustle.
God. Maybe it was just because I was a dumb kid, but I could never get past those guys without having to use up all my PP. That's what she said.
That is indeed what she said.
Yep. God, yeah, it's PowerPoints or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
PowerPoints.
It is nice to know, though, that you can go into like a bullet time mode when you're in the air flying on a fish that killed its brethren.
True.
Yeah, you get to throw Pokeballs in bullet time. Isn't that great?
I know, that's brilliant. You can pull some cowboy shit. Just yeehaw.
That's actually kind of awesome. Like a Western Pokemon game.
I know.
Could you imagine? Like,
I am imagining it right now.
Yeah, you're riding on a Ponyta.
Mudsdale, I reckon.
Oh yeah, that makes more sense. On a Ponyta. Oh god, poor thing. But yeah.
Me riding on a Ponyta would be a death sentence. That thing would break.
Yeah, it would
I don't
break.
think they're that big.
Your butt would get set on fire.
That too.
Or it would turn into a rainbow. It depends on which
Toasty!
one you got. Yeah, toasty. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with a little bit of toastiness. No, there's a lot of things wrong with that kind of toastiness. I do not need to be set on fire.
Well, I mean,
You implying that I need to be set on fire, Brandon?
depends. Are you a witch?
No.
Oh, okay. That's
Okay,
unfortunate.
then. Yeah. Sorry, this is really awkward now. Like, you thought I was a witch, and I wasn't.
You lied to me.
I know. I'm sorry.
You
I mean,
told-
this is on my end, really, because like I've just been sending a lot of signals. Like, I cook with cauldrons. I own several black cats.
He's sitting in the dark right now, and I can
My
only see his face.
My favorite cleansing apparatus is, in fact, a broom.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's probably my favorite as well.
This is true.
Am I a witch?
Who knows? You might be.
I might be. What
could all
if
be witches.
I was a witch?
Oh.
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 Yeah.
Yeah. We're
think
getting
we-
through these in a real rapid pace.
Yes, we are. Speaking of what if,
Cough.
that was a brilliant cough.
Thank you.
What if you never cough, though? Well,
Oh my god, listeners, go back. I might not have coughed.
he might not have. He could have edited it out and made me look
Could
like a
have.
fool. I'm not a fool, though.
Or I'm just gonna do some time loop shit. You never know.
Dormammu.
I've come to bargain. Okay, so everyone, while I have you here, I've only got a couple seconds, but go into the comments and tell Brandon that I did not cough. Convince him he's crazy, okay? That's all the time I've got.
Speaking of what if, that was a brilliant cough.
Thank you.
What if you never cough, though? Well,
Oh my god, listeners, go back. I might not have coughed.
he might not have. He could have edited it out and made me look
Could
like a
have.
fool. I'm not a fool, though.
Or I'm just gonna do some time loop shit. You never know.
Dormammu.
I've come to bargain.
Yes. Speaking of
Yes.
coming to bargain, what if?
Introduces it again. Yeah.
Yep. Best segue
Lovely.
ever.
What if
We never
Disney,
actually.
Marvel-
Wait. We never said why Reggie wasn't here, by the way. She's just busy.
No, we didn't. She's
Yeah.
just doing things.
Yeah, so she couldn't make it tonight, which gives us an excuse to nerd out a little bit
Yes.
about Pokemon and what if and
This is going to be
So-
our nerd out section. We
yeah.
It's been a while
pretty
since
much.
we had one of these. I think
Mhm.
like 2 months, a month and a half.
Well, in
One or
all
the other.
honesty, the last 2 months have pretty much been exactly one day. So
This is
You know.
true.
yeah, thanks lockdown, but it's fine.
Woo! Yeah,
What
we're getting
if?
out of it anyways. but
What if? What if we did get out? God damn it! No, okay. What if is currently on its 8th episode out of 9, I
I
believe,
believe so.
and it's kind of ramping up. I never expected this series to have some overarching story.
I'd heard some theories about something along those lines, but I hadn't actually quite anticipated anything to come of it.
Yeah, because they're all kind of self-contained stories
Mm,
with their own plots, own
indeed.
ends. Some of them
That's
ending.
the whole premise is of What If, to explore interesting concepts and whatnot.
Yeah, and at least in my opinion, I think they've only just gotten better each week.
Oh yeah, certainly.
Because starting with like Captain Carter,
That was strong.
I mean,
There were scientific issues.
yeah, but I think my main problem was just that they basically redid the first Avenger in 30 minutes, which, you can't do a 2-hour movie in 30 minutes. That's why
Yeah,
they're
you're not
2-hour
wrong.
movies.
They did kind of just remake a movie, but abbreviate the crap out of it. And just
Yeah.
relied on... I mean, that's not a bad thing. Like, if you're watching
Mm.
What If, you've probably seen the first Avenger.
Of course.
But
It
they
just-
did
yeah.
rely on the other movie to establish a lot of those relationships.
And it just kind of
To be
hurt
fair,
the
that's the whole
pacing.
premises of the entire show.
Of course.
Actually, now that we think about it,
Of course, but it just kind of hurt the pacing, I
it
think.
did.
Especially since it just kind of rushed through things, and then for some reason there's just a tentacle monster that comes out of nowhere. And
Kraken.
yeah, okay, interdimensional Kraken comes out of nowhere, and
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu comes out of nowhere and eats up.
He's referenced like twice throughout the whole season anyways. It's not like he never
Yeah.
comes back. He's a recurring character.
Yeah, Yes, a very interesting and engaging
Yeah.
character. I look forward to see where his story goes.
The one issue I do have with the first, like the one major issue, is that, and I think I brought up this grievance with you, but, and I mean, obviously spoilers for just about everything to do with What If,
Mm.
but when Carter walks through the portal, created by the space
Oh
stone,
yeah.
and then she immediately walks out of another portal opened in the same place by the same space, like that same space stone, but she's skipped like 70, 80 years
Mm.
without recognizing any of it. So
Yeah.
like that felt inconsistent to me. Like, I know what's going on there, the science is there, but that just kind of like meddles with what the stones do.
Yeah. I mean, I
Like,
guess.
realistically, she should have just been stuck in whatever dimension Cthulhu's from, because she literally just pushed herself back into his dimension.
Mm.
I'm going with Cthulhu. He probably isn't Cthulhu, but you know what I mean. She should have just been stuck there for like 70, 80 years, and, instead of just time skip.
And then age and die when she
Exactly.
falls out of the portal. Yeah. I mean, I get why they did it, just to make it more compelling of a story, but
Obvious, yeah, naturally.
yeah,
They can't
and,
just have her freeze again. That's a bit boring.
but also why'd they have to do it like that?
I know.
And
It ruined my immersion.
yeah, and
The
the
whole episode was
implications.
fine.
Yeah.
Until
Like-
then. Then my science brain was like, God fucking damn it.
Yeah, first Ant-Man, now this, bloody hell.
Exactly. I swear, they keep getting the fucking physics wrong. Back to the Future started this with time travel. Now everyone else is doing it.
Yeah. And they think they can cover it up with their charming actors. Well, no more, I say.
Yeah, because they're all animated.
Yeah. Just for real for a second, Sebastian Stan cannot voice act.
Oh, no.
I swear
Kind
to
of
God.
oof.
Most
guy.
of, yeah, like, they're great actors, but they're not great voice actors.
Yes. Which is something I might tie into later.
Mm.
But, like, it does get on very thin ice when you sort of jump in between, like, actors and voice actors doing each other's jobs, because like they're iconic in their respective roles. I mean, they've gotten away with it with a lot of these Marvel characters.
Yeah,
like a lot of them just have the talent to do it. But yeah, I mean, this is something that I'll bring up later with other things.
Yeah.
Let's see, what if another episode, the Doctor Strange one was kind of perfect. I fucking love that.
Yeah, I think. Okay, because we'll get into like Party Thor later. But
Yeah, I wanted to
like,
get to that later.
Yeah, I think Party Thor might be the best episode.
I would argue that was my favorite episode, wholeheartedly.
Yeah, but Doctor Strange, what's the title called? Like, what if Doctor Strange
lost his heart
instead of his hands? It's such a good premise.
It really is.
Yeah, and
I mean, that sets up an interesting idea though, like fixed points in time. And I mean, I know what they're doing, and hell, we're Whovians.
Yeah.
We know this concept very well, fixed points. But that's not even a fixed point. Like, that's a fixed point in an alternate timeline. So, realistically, what they're implying is that Dr. Stephen Strange was always going to end up doing what he ended up doing because that was a fixed point in time event.
But then also kind of not really, because there was the alternate version of Doctor Strange.
Alternate version of the timeline.
Who tried to fight the evil Doctor.
Except he wasn't even an alternate timeline. He was a split timeline created by the
ancient one.
The ancient one. So it was an artificial timeline split. So he's not even a real deviated timeline.
Yeah. Oh god, see, it's the time travel in the MCU gets so confusing because
especially since it doesn't even fucking work.
Because like they established in Endgame that when they time travel, when they go back in time and change one thing, it branches off a new timeline, right?
They thought they were being clever by saying, "Oh, we're not doing what Back to the Future did. We're smart."
Yeah, like, it would be so much easier if they just went, oh yeah, they go back in time, which was always meant to happen, therefore creating that future timeline, yada yada. Like,
Which is
I
the
could,
sort of shit that we're really into.
yeah,
Although, Loki with the TVA and all that does allow for this to occur.
yeah,
Like, they do
okay.
give an explanation as to how certain things happen.
And I get they broke the sacred timeline just so they can go wild with all this stuff, but it still hurts to think about. Like,
I'm versed. Like, I understand a lot of things. I just also understand it enough to get angry at certain things.
God, yeah.
Like how I have grievances with the Loki series, which
Oh, yeah.
myself and Budgie are very slowly working on a piece for. Whether or not that'll actually become a video, you guys will have to find out in like
Stay
3
subscribed.
months.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's brilliant. Can't wait.
Yes.
Yeah, no, Loki makes me upset as well, but for a different reason. It's basically just Doctor Who, but better. So,
It really is. You know what, though? If we're going to talk about real grievances, the What If Zombies episode, I feel like that whole episode, is based off of the What If Zombies series in the actual comics. Like, that whole instance occurs in the comics, but it's executed very differently.
Oh, yeah.
And from what I'm aware, like from how I perceive that episode and comparing it to the original comics and how they both stayed faithful, but what they deviated from, they really just shit on Hank Pym to save face for Captain Marvel.
Oh.
like I dislike Captain Plank.
Fair enough.
Because I feel like the writers have just locked themselves into a very awkward corner where she just becomes this MacGuffin.
Yeah.
Like, there is no character to Captain Marvel.
Although,
and it doesn't help that Brie Larson is kind of a plank, hence Captain Plank.
I mean, honestly, though, in this show, Captain Marvel's got way more personality than in her own movie.
I know.
Which is crazy. Like, we'll get into Party Thor later,
yeah,
but...
we will. But like, it's kind of hilarious how CGI Brie Larson is better than Brie Larson.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the comics, what happens is Captain Marvel goes off and does her own shooter thing, whatever the fuck. She's the one that gets infected with the zombie virus and then brings that out into the MCU.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Like, she's the cause of Marvel zombies. But what happens in What If, the animated series, is Hank Pym, as we know, he goes into the subatomic world and all that shit, and his wife is just magically zombie because
a quantum virus.
A quantum virus. That makes no fucking sense. That is the most inane bullshit, and they know it. That is not even remotely acceptable for an origin of a virus.
It's all because of Ant-Man again.
And that's kind of just a bit rude. Like, Hank Pym was already being shit on in the previous episode. Like, they kind of did... I mean, obviously, he was the antagonist to the previous episode where he kills off the Avengers and shit.
Yeah.
And then he just gets his ass handed to him by Loki and all that crap. But, like... Then to do it again by making Hank Pym the cause of Marvel's zombies, just for some inane bullshit, just to save face for Captain Marvel because they know that she's kind of unpopular with a lot of people. Yeah. And if they give more people a reason to dislike her, they won't be able to use her as a MacGuffin.
I mean, I get that, but also, I guess it's just, it wouldn't make sense because Captain Marvel wasn't on Earth during Infinity War, so...
That's the point, though. Like, she was off-planet on some distant alien planet.
Oh, okay.
She caught an alien virus, which turned her into a zombie, and then she beelined back to Earth to go infect everyone else. As one does.
Yeah, of course.
Like, there's so many other ways that could have been done. Sure, if you want to save face for Captain Marvel, don't let Captain Marvel be the one to do it. But at least, like, make it a Hydra fucking project or some shit gone wrong.
Like the super soldier serum does something whack.
Literally.
Anything
Like,
other
just
than the quantum
anything
virus.
other than quantum virus turned wife into zombie.
Oh, God.
That was
Yeah.
nice. And they stay true to a lot of the other material, like how
Yeah.
Peter Parker saves the world, or at least it's heavily implied that he does.
Mm.
Like, Peter Parker in Marvel Zombies comes up with the antidote.
Oh, okay.
Because, like, I mean, in the comics, he's a full-fledged adult and a big
Yeah.
scientist. Hell, there's a point in the comics where he's got, like, a bigger multi-billion-dollar company than Tony Stark.
Damn.
Yeah,
Grim.
like Parker Industries or some shit.
Oh.
Something like that, but yes. Obviously, that only happened because Tony started to go broke because he was
of
dumping
course.
all his money onto his suits.
Mm.
And he wasn't making wise expenditures. And he
As
died.
you do.
That also happened.
Yeah,
but, you know,
yeah.
it'd be like that.
Mm.
But I digress. Like, they kept that in the cartoon. They just have Peter survive for the whole thing and make like how to survive the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, the whole thing with like webbing up the buses, I think it was, in between the
dude
buildings.
pulled a train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A train, another
Like-
train. God.
I don't know. That's my only grievance.
I get that. I haven't read the comics, but I do know like the Black Panther thing, which was a really cool reference to the comics with, you know, Wanda eating his leg or something. That was that was a really disgusting scene. Or
A little bit.
the implications at least.
A bit disconcerting, but
If
it
this-
is what it is.
Like, and thanks Vision for doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he pulls out the Infinity Stone from his head, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah,
Just-
that was something else.
Mm.
Like, they had really good story beats.
Yeah,
I just dislike the premises.
of course, yeah. But
yeah.
The
Not even the
ending-
premises, just the backup. But yes, the ending was...
The ending really makes me wish that they made a part 2 of this, just to see that all kind of resolved, because, spoiler
that's
alert.
the interesting thing, though, because, like, there's a lot of theory behind, like, what's the perfect ending and whether they should leave things off or whether they should explain
of
everything.
course, yeah.
And, like, a lot of writers are kind of like, oh, well, you have to leave things out so people can create their own imaginative sequence to the ending and fill in the gaps themselves. Sure, that works for some things, but interestingly enough, it's been found, like, they did like a whole fucking study on this, but they found that a lot of TV shows where the finale explains everything and just wraps up all the characters, like half of them get married and have fucking kids and go to uni and have a house and shit. A lot of the shows that end like that have the best finales, like ratings wise, which is interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose it just... that
Which means
idea.
that we're really suckers for just being hand-fed everything. We can't do anything for ourselves.
Yeah,
We
pretty
can't
much.
just imagine the rest of the story. Like, come on,
I
it's
mean,
heavily
come
implied.
on. When you end on that kind of note of zombie Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet, you know, and the fact that he just destroyed all of Wakanda, you know,
Oopsies.
I personally would hope to see a bit of a sequel to that, just to see what happens, because Thor is still out there, so is Captain Marvel.
That's
What
true.
if they came back? What if
They probably just
came
get
back?
fucking zombified.
Probably, but still, like, I reckon Thor could take him. Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just had to put on some fucking clothes.
Yeah. And the Hulk is still around as well.
Probably,
We
I
were-
think.
We were cheated out of a fight between Hulk and Wanda. That would have been so awesome to see the full thing.
Something else that happened off screen.
Yeah.
Mm.
God.
I think we're safe to transition into probably our favorite episode so far, or at least one of the highest contenders. Like the whole party Thor.
Yeah. We'll
Which
just
is-
skip Killmonger because that was kind of...
Yeah. I mean, that's just is what it is. Like, there's
Yeah.
nothing much to it.
Yeah.
It's kind of cut and dry.
And I couldn't really appreciate it as much because I haven't seen Black Panther yet, but yeah, I know he's a pretty good villain from what I've heard, so...
Yeah, it was
That's
one of
interesting.
those, like, oh, hey, he's kind of got a point, though.
Okay.
One of those, the sympathetic villain.
Yeah, it's just really quick to cycle back to like T'Challa as Star-Lord. It's like he managed to convince he convinced Thanos
Yes.
out of genocide which I think is
With
hilarious.
a conversation.
Yeah.
Dude just sat him down and was like, hey, bro, we've got better ways.
Yeah.
He literally just gave him, we do not do that here.
Yeah. And then Thanos just becomes like this kind of weird
Not
dad.
I know.
Right?
It's
Like-
like Chad dad, kind of. He's getting there.
God, and
He's
he's
going
like,
around like, guys, okay, I'm not going to do it, but have you considered genocide?
it's efficient, you know? Just so you know.
50% of resources increase. I'm just saying, guys.
Yeah. God.
But yes, to be fair, actually, Party Thor and Ultron, what if Ultron won? They're kind of like they're kind of fluent, so we can just talk
Yeah.
right through them.
So,
Party Thor gives us kind of a new lens into, like, I mean, not only his relationship with his mother and with Jane, and also Loki. I found that really fucking charming. Brother from another mother.
I like how their relationship is just, it's not even toxic when
If
they're...
anything, it's always better. Well,
Yeah.
okay, not, I don't know about better, but like it's still, it's different, but it's still jovial and cheeky, very laddish.
Yeah, they're not enemies, right?
Yeah. Bro, they get wasted together.
Yeah, Thor's just a big kid, and it's hilarious.
I know.
Chris Hemsworth is a surprisingly good voice actor.
I'm
Like-
not even surprised though. I'm sure Chris Hemsworth has done many voice acting jobs in his time.
Probably, yeah.
Probably.
Maybe. I don't know.
I've got no fucking clue now
Yeah.
that I think about it.
Yeah. Either way, though, yeah, no, I think it's just, it was so fun this episode.
I
Like,
know.
for once, it wasn't
Just
all
let their hair
dreary.
down.
Yeah.
They just got all cheeky, like Captain Marvel and Thor are punching each other between
Oh, that was
countries
awesome.
and shit.
That was
The
awesome.
cheekiest shit.
Yeah.
Like, they just punch each other into the atmosphere and you just see all the countries labeled out with words, and it's like, that's not realistic, but it's funny.
Yeah, and I think this is like an example of when animation really shines for how it can be used.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's just so fun. And Party Pooper Captain Marvel, like,
Party pooper.
I feel like that's got to be some kind of, little meta joke about Captain
A
Marvel.
little
as whole,
bit. Probably, she's very wood
Yeah.
plank. I was about to say stoic, but no, she's Captain Plank. Dead, no emotion.
I really want to see
Although-
like a full fight between Captain Marvel and Thor now, though. Like,
Yeah, that wasn't even Thor at his best. That was
Exactly.
Thor drunk with just Mjolnir,
yeah,
and like at his weakest, as we've seen him in the MCU.
yeah,
Like, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Mm.
Because I mean, like, depending on who you ask, you're gonna get a lot of different answers. Oh, side note, when we briefly mentioned that like this is like the peak of animation, I will note that the Suicide Squad, like the new one, did try to go with something similar. How like they had like transitions between acts
Okay.
displayed out with like comic book headings.
Oh, that's cool.
So like I mean like real life, like I mean live actions.
Mm.
It's trying, and stylistically that was really interesting. But no, this is obviously superior.
Yeah. I mean, that's the James Gunn flavor over there, so
It was
I get
very
it.
James Gunn.
Yeah, I need to get around to watching that as well later on. But
But
no.
yes,
Party Thor though is just he's brilliant. It's like God, I don't know.
Stormbreaker Thor with his eye missing, hence gaining wisdom, etc., with his own natural power.
He's like Johnny Bravo.
He is a little bit, just a little bit like Johnny Bravo.
Yeah,
Yes,
and it's just brilliant what they do with him. And
so cheeky.
like, it's not a character.
Listen to me. My
Yes.
mother is coming. She's really angry.
Yeah, it's not even like a full-on character arc or anything. It's just them having fun
It's-
with it, and it's funny.
Exactly. They let their hair down. They did cheeky shit.
Yeah,
Not even mad.
yeah, and this is
And
like
Captain Marvel, Captain Plank. I mean, okay.
well, in
Captain
this,
Plank is live action, but here she's like Captain Marvel. She's like,
yeah,
she has a face and it changes.
she's funny.
I know, she has a couple funny beats.
Yeah, and when she
Like-
sees like Frigga coming down, she's like, oh, okay, I'll just
Alright.
stand back and let this happen.
Sweeps in last minute with a fucking iPad.
Yeah.
You know, like all of a sudden you see that she's got humanity
Yeah.
compared to like her own standalone movie where she's going around like breaking people's property willy nilly.
Beating up old women.
Literally. I think
Kinda.
the only time that she ever smiled or made any passive/neutral emotion was at Stan Lee, the cameo, where they literally tell her, like, you have to look at Stan and fucking smile at him, okay? But
I mean,
yeah,
fair enough. Yeah, I get it.
this is true.
But yeah, no, God, and like I was just enjoying it, and then they do the thing at the end where they show that the whole universe is going to end because of some random thing that happens. First, we had Ego coming in for Peter Quill, and now we've got Ultron, Infinity Ultron.
Infinity Ultron.
Yeah, that was quite the surprise because I wasn't like watching trailers or anything, so I had no idea what was going to happen. And then we see Infinity Ultron, which
I think is brilliant.
Oh yeah,
Like finally, the Ultron movie is absolutely fucking garbage. Look, it's their lowest rated.
Yeah, no, it's their lowest.
By a long shot.
It's the worst Avengers film, but it's not bad.
I feel like it doesn't even come close to encompassing what Ultron represents to the Avengers.
I agree. Yeah, like especially now that we've had What If Ultron won.
Exactly.
I really feel like they should have made Ultron more of a big antagonist like Thanos.
He easily could be. Like, within Marvel as a whole, he is the only entity who is on like the level of Galactus and Thanos, etc., when it comes to being a threat to the Avengers, because he always comes back, and he always comes back stronger, and he is smarter than any of them could ever fathom to be.
Yeah,
like he's relentless, and then we see like fucking, he's just a robot.
Yeah,
he's fallible. And he's like, ooh,
he's a robot who
fist fight Tony Stark.
He's a robot who spent too much time on the internet and realized how screwed up humanity is, so he decided to book it and just kill everyone.
I mean, that's every iteration of Ultron, but like,
yeah,
the MCU movie one was the weakest by far, I reckon.
I mean, I think it's just held up by the fact that he's voiced by James Spader, which makes him infinitely times better.
This is true. The voice acting for Ultron is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. And I'm so disappointed they didn't get James Spader back for the animated version. But I get it.
But it is what
money.
It is.
Yeah. The guy who did voice him, though, sounded pretty good, so I'm not complaining.
I'm not complaining.
But still, it would have been nice to have that Lizard King energy in this. So
honestly, though.
Yeah.
And, I mean, now he's gone multi-dimensional.
That was crazy.
That was insane.
God, the scene where, like, he finally just destroys the entire universe. Also, can I just real quick mention, he just killed a Celestial, right? Ego. He killed Ego, like, really quickly.
Buffed Ego. He just, like, Pachoo!
Yeah. Like, I get he Ragnaroked, Asgard easily. Fair enough. He killed the
Everyone does that nowadays.
Yeah. You just need big sword.
did it.
Yeah.
Hela could have done it.
Exactly.
Everyone would be doing it.
And he just throws a bunch of himself at Ego and bye
Kablooey.
Ego. Yeah.
Effortless. Like that describes that whole scenario. Just effortless.
Yeah. And then he kills Captain Marvel, which was crazy as well.
I know.
And, like, that really makes Thanos kind of...
The fact that Thanos just appears in front of Ultron
after
he's finished the world conquest, and Ultron just looks at his Infinity Gauntlet, and he's like, I want dead Thanos. That just makes you think, like, what if Vision was a bit more relentless? Vision could have just looked at Thanos.
Yeah.
Infinity War over.
That's true, but like, also just considering that even when Thanos had the Infinity Gauntlet in both Infinity War and Endgame, he was never relentless with it. He just kind of...
He had a higher purpose, he was like, I'm going to save half of them, like quick and painless death, etc.
It makes him almost seem like humble, I guess.
I mean, they did create a very sympathetic villain
Yeah.
with Thanos, which is very different from the Marvel comics. Like,
Oh yeah.
in the comics, Thanos literally just wants to wipe out the fucking universe.
Yeah, and
Like,
I've seen the famous
destroy a
page
world.
where him and Iron Man just,
Mm.
yeah.
Shreds into pieces.
Oh yeah.
All to caught a lady's hand, except Deadpool's got her favor anyways.
Fair enough.
It is heavily implied that Deadpool has killed more people than Thanos somehow,
Makes sense. Yeah.
which is interesting.
Mm.
But yes,
Yeah. No, but yeah. Back to Ultron though. I really just that whole scene where the Watcher is kind of narrating over his thought process, and then he's like, "Oh yeah," and then he realized there was another. He realized that I wait what, and he just God.
just went so off script,
Yeah.
which is great. Like they did meta,
Mm.
which is always brilliant. We love to see it done right.
Yeah.
Not that garbage.
Yeah, it's oh god, and the Watcher is really cool as well. His voice is great. The voice actor. Yeah.
I'm not even remotely complaining.
And God, like, well, should we talk? The whole Black Widow and Hawkeye subplot that happened. I gotta say, I really enjoyed that.
I know that was something interesting. Like, yeah, it's gone down to the two least likely Avengers to save the world because they're the only people who are human,
Yeah.
who are like don't have a multi-billion-dollar company behind them.
Yeah, and it's their job to avenge humanity, which is awesome. I gotta say. Also, I don't know how they've been surviving. I'm pretty sure nuclear radiation would have made all food or
I
life.
have no clue.
Yeah.
Look, but gobbledygook.
Yeah, and how they've stayed so fit as well.
Maybe that's why their arms and limbs are falling off and shit, because of radiation. Not at all, because those limbs have already been established as gone, now there's new reasons.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Oh god, that whole scene where it kind of like, with Hawkeye, he just let himself go into the
gives up
pit of Ultrons, and he does that amazing arrow shot. That was like wallpaper material right there.
That was gorgeous.
Yeah, I love how it mirrored Endgame's, that scene with Black Widow. But
where he jumps over, sacrificing themselves with the Soul Stone, very pog, brilliant, etc.
I'm surprised it was what's that guy's name? Zola, who was like the key to fixing this whole mess.
Yeah, I picked up on it like once they started heading towards the base, but like that was interesting. That intrigued me leading up to it.
Yeah,
I'm surprised he was even intact.
Yeah, I was just assuming it would be something from the Black Widow movie, which I haven't seen yet.
Yeah,
so I was which I think they did reference with the red shield.
Most likely, yeah. I think that would have been Taskmaster, fucking shield. You know what I mean? Words.
No, I get you. Yeah.
Yes. But I think this is all tying into what a lot of people have noticed, because some of the promotional material had like most of the mainstay characters around and shit, and it had underneath the headline Guardians of the Multiverse.
Ooh.
And what a lot of people were thinking is that like, oh hey, well, something's gonna come up and a bunch of these protagonists from all these different stories are gonna like bunch up, save the multiverse. Like it had Peggy Carter, fucking Evil Strange, etc., a couple of others, etc. Like, and it's slowly starting to look like that. I don't know if we'll see the full-fledged, like, Peggy Carter gets recruited. I don't know, like, everyone's going to turn up, but at the very least, like, at the end, where the Watcher has revoked his oath, which has only happened, like, once in the Marvel Comics, I think, and I forgot completely why.
Damn, okay.
But I just remember at some point, like, everything's really dire and he revokes his oath and he's like, okay, guys, this is getting kind of out of hand, so I'm just going to give you all some cheat codes.
I mean, fair enough. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Right from the beginning of the season, I was like, oh yeah, he's totally going to interfere, right? Like,
yeah, at some point.
Yeah. And they're doing a second season as well, so I'm curious, like, is he going to revoke his oath again next season?
Or is it just a really long continuation of this arc?
Maybe,
Hope not. Yeah.
And aren't there multiple watches? Like,
Oh yeah, there are meant to be watches of different universes and shit,
oh,
and then they
okay.
all like reconvene and tell each other of goings on in their respective universes.
Right, okay.
Which is, we saw that in a scene in the live action.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Where
Guardians of the Galaxy, I think.
where fucking
Stanley.
Stanley is
Yeah.
talking to a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because they were implying a multiverse had already existed, which, to be fair, it does.
Yeah.
Because of the concept of infinity stretching out irregardless of the point of center, infinite in either direction.
Yeah, no, that is cool. So maybe it's been like a different watcher we've been seeing each episode so far. Maybe. No.
I think
I
it's
don't
implied that it's just one watcher, and
Okay.
he's just, I don't fucking know. He's got access to the admin key card or some shit.
Yeah, I don't know. It's confusing though, because like in Party Thor, that end scene, he was like, "Wait, what?" And then we never got really any when he saw Ultron come through a portal, and we never got any follow up to that. So,
That's a good point. There could be multiple watchers now that I think about it.
yeah,
I don't mind that idea.
yeah. But then this watcher recognized Strange Supreme when he went back.
Yeah, so
yeah, I don't know.
I mean, maybe all watchers are the same watcher, but all different.
Maybe, yeah.
Some crazy bullshit like that.
God, yeah. It's also crazy. He's going to recruit Doctor Strange, the evil one.
Yeah,
which
I mean, we
think
say
is
evil, but he's really just kind of like
sad,
a big oopsie.
Yeah.
Depressing, yeah.
Just depressed overall, yeah.
I'd do the same for like a 12-pack of donuts.
Well, you know
Krispy
what?
Kreme donuts.
Okay, yeah, no, I get it. I get it. Sorry, I was like, just 12 regular donuts.
Woolworths, Coles,
Yeah,
cinnamon
okay.
shit.
Just making sure. Yeah.
Krispy Kreme 12 box of original.
Extra glaze, right?
Extra glaze.
Yeah, that's the
naturally. Throw a couple Kit Kats in there for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited for this finale. I didn't expect this whole series to have any, final overarching plot.
Not even remotely. I thought they were going to just do interesting concepts.
Yeah,
which now they've just gone and created a continuity, those motherfuckers.
Damn, yeah. Oh, and it'd be so cool if we saw them in the main MCU movies at some stage. Like,
we'll see what happens with Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Honestly.
That's true. Yeah.
That's where the cheeky shit's going to come in.
Yeah,
even with Wanda as well, I reckon.
Mm.
People are anticipating that.
Yeah. That is very interesting, though.
Reckon we could speedrun the rest, or we call it here?
I mean, we can't go without talking about, everyone's favorite voice actor, Chris Pratt.
We can't. Chris Pratt, best voice actor in the game.
He's so cool, guys. He's so cool.
He's #1 actor.
Yeah.
So popular.
If you haven't
Jurassic Park?
If you haven't heard, in the last Nintendo Direct, Chris Pratt got announced as the main. He's the voice behind Mario in the Mario
officially
movie.
licensed Nintendo Mario movie. Seth Rogen is Donkey Kong. Jack Black is Bowser, and I think it's Key from Key and Peele. He's Luigi.
Oh no, he's Toad.
Oh, that's
even better.
Right, he's Toad.
I think it's Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny. I think he's doing Luigi.
Indeed.
And then the voice actress for Peach, she's the most appropriate, basically.
She's the most Peach lookalike human you could ever find. It just is.
Yeah.
And the internet has been up in riot over a couple different reasons.
Yeah, I can't stop laughing about it. It's just so funny. Like, they're serious. It's not even a joke. It's like, oh my god. What got me though was like, I looked back on it and Fred, I think his name's Fred Armiston. He's like voicing Cranky Kong, and I only know him from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but it's a good match.
It's so interesting. Like, on one hand, it looks like they literally just Googled actors, and then they just picked the first 8 that turn up.
Yeah.
But like, I don't mind Jack Black, but in particular as Bowser.
Oh, he'll be great. He'll save the whole movie. That's starting to
give me like Good Father Bowser vibes.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Like, if Bowser Jr.'s in this, just Jack Black in his normal voice trying to parent Bowser Jr. would be great.
Literally, Jack Black is a dad. He's got 2 sons. Like, you know,
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
perfect for the role. He
Yeah.
buys them fucking skate rinks in there and puts it up in their backyard and invites Tony Hawk over. You know, that's exactly what Holy shit, Jack Black is just human Bowser. Like, they're both rich as fuck, and they're both trying to. Well, I say that, but you know what I mean.
Mm.
He's reasonably rich as fuck. Bowser has like trains made out of gold and shit and fucking planets, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And
of course,
they do
Jack
crazy
Black.
shit for their children.
And Jack Black, of course, really is trying to kidnap Princess Peach, so, you know, that makes sense as well.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I'm not even mad. I want Bowser to have a number. I want a musical number.
Yeah,
I want Jack Black there to sing something in a Mario movie.
Oh, they should have gone with like Disney instead and do a full-on musical. That would have been great.
Imagine.
But like, God,
the one discrepancy I do see that is relatively more valid than just I dislike that they have these mainstream actors, but it's also the fact that they've got a bunch of actors instead of voice actors.
Yeah.
So,
well, like, I mean, Chris Pratt, he's done plenty of voice acting, so I think he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like,
people are still going to be grumpy.
Yeah, of course.
I think Seth Rogen got a lot of people, but like, I don't think people see the potential of Seth Rogen
as Donkey Kong. That's just so genius.
In my head, it's just going to be Seth Rogen going and just making like monkey noises the whole movie. That's not going to happen. They're going to make him say lines and shit.
Yeah.
Which Donkey Kong doesn't even talk. But like, I reckon that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, Seth Rogen is Donkey Kong. Seth Rogen is Donkey Kong.
Rogen is Donkey Kong. That is the most incredulous thing.
God, it was like watching the direct live. When they said Chris Pratt, I thought I was high. I thought I was high as a
I thought you were me a couple of weeks ago.
Exactly. Yeah. And then they said, I think her name's Anya Taylor-Joy. I'm like, oh, okay, I must have just been seeing
normal
things.
People now, yeah.
Yeah. Then it was like Charlie Day. I'm like, oh, I don't know who that is, but I'm sure he's great. And then they said Jack Black. Jack Black. It's Bowser. Yeah. And I'm like, that's kind of perfect, but also hilarious. And then bloody Keegan Key as bloody Toad. Like,
I have one issue with Toad in that they wasted an opportunity, because I think I've definitely said this, but they should have cast Snoop Dogg as Toad.
yeah, that's right.
Like, yeah, for the subtle, like, psychedelic mushroom joke, etc., yada yada, but all just like, hey yo, what's up, Mario? Just like, just in his chill, somber tone. I don't want an ear-piercing Toad. I hate that. Can you imagine that in a feature-length film?
I kind of would love that, to be honest.
Sure, it'd be funny, but like, it'd also get annoying. I feel.
God, you realize the Toads are just going to be the minions of this Mario movie, right? Because it's Illumination as well, so that
it is Illumination.
God damn it.
And to all you little Korean animators out there who are going to be doing this because Illumination pays you all slave wages, pay attention to us, just like change it up last minute. Put Snoop Dogg's face, just like stylized Toad to look like Snoop Dogg. I'll give you $10. That's like double what they're paying you.
God. But yeah, I think Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong was the final nail in the coffin for me. That nearly killed me when I saw that. Seth Rogen.
Yeah, fuck. It's just, I don't even mind. They all voice characters we know and love.
I think they're all fine voice actors. Like, Jack Black as Poe. Imagine if he just did his normal voice for Bowser. That'd be crazy.
Are they gonna like lower his tone, like tone shift him down?
Jack Black's got enough range.
Actually,
right?
yeah, he's a fucking metal vocalist. He'll be fine. He'll be going all over the place.
Yeah.
To be fair, he's much more renowned for going high, but yes, he can go low.
Yeah, And God, even a week later, it still just blows my mind that that's the timeline that they went with.
I
God.
can't believe it. Jack Black is Bowser.
And Chris Pratt is Mario. And they chose like the most Chad photo of Chris Pratt as well to show.
They really did. It looks like they were like mourning him.
Yeah.
Because they just got this black and white picture of Chris Pratt. Like,
Of him
he's
smoldering.
dead.
Yeah. Just the smolder on his face as well. God.
It's interesting because like Chris Pratt's been trying to do like serious movies. Like he did that recent sci-fi one or some shit, like Tomorrow War, which was fucking dog shit, by the way.
Okay.
Like,
Fair enough.
It was yet another sci-fi film that, well, okay, the execution was nice and enough of it was okay. It even had J.K. Simmons, you know, like there were cool parts to it. But overall, the time travel, absolute fucking dog shit.
Oh god, timey-wimey.
Chris Pratt literally just like goes into the future, everything goes to shits, and then he goes back into the past to stop the future from ever happening in the first place. And then he succeeds. And then they just don't ever address it ever again. Like, you can't tell whether or not he actually fixed it. My personal headcanon is that Chris Pratt going back in time to stop the catalyst of the future is what caused the future, and they just don't address it. Because it's like a whole aliens plotline and shit, like, oh, aliens are invading the future. Yeah. They're recruiting people from the present. And then Chris Pratt goes back in time to kill the aliens inside of the alien spaceship in Antarctica. And, you know, personally, I reckon him killing the aliens in the Antarctica ship just angered more aliens.
That makes sense, yeah.
And then the movie just carries out and everyone's still dead.
Time travel.
Time travel.
You love it and you hate it at the same time.
I mostly hate it because no one does it good.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan is pretty good, though.
Fair enough. Yeah, Batman Begins is a great time travel film.
Yes. More thinking Interstellar, but yes. Inception.
I know. I was just kidding.
I know you know. I realize now that I took you too literally.
Yeah, no. Anyways.
If you like that, ladies and gentlemen, like, comment, subscribe, etc. Ring the notification bell if you like some of the art that totally isn't lying around all over the place. Check out Ghosty_Jali on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. She doesn't use Tumblr, but go check her out on Tumblr anyways. I think that's it.
Yeah, subscribe, like, do all that jazz.
Fuck off now.
Bye-bye.
Speedrun, Thor is fat, get over it. Angry Boda is allowed to be a person of color because I reckon that she's going to be half Jotun, half Egyptian. She's going to be the God of War franchise's linked into the Egyptian pantheon, and she's sick as fuck. Thor is fat, but he's stronger than anyone you'll ever meet. I mean, there's a mythos of Thor being tricked into drinking from a goblet that is connected to the ocean, and he starts lowering the ocean levels because he thinks it's beer. You know, like, Thor is fat and he's a drunkard, so he's perfect. All of you fuckwits that have been brainwashed with Chris Hemsworth can get out of here. This is the one Thor iteration that I can cosplay reliably.